Hello, Carolina Girl Hoop Report followers. We are here on the final day of the United Bank Holiday Invitational 2020. We just finished up a great final championship game in our United bracket. I'm here with Dr. John Rhodes, the director of the Beach Ball Classic, as well as United Bank Holiday Invitational. Thank you for joining us, John.
Well, pleasure to be here.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Especially now.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's touch up on that now. We had 18 teams here this week, and it was just killed by the pandemic, but some of the best talent in the country showed up to Myrtle Beach this week. Let's talk about just having a tournament and what did you put into this year to make this thing happen? Well,
a lot of pain, a lot of patience, a lot of hard work on trying to get teams. At one time we had 80 teams coming, and it dwindled down. I started replacing teams, and then I kept losing teams. Even right up to the end when we had a team that could not play after their first game because someone had contacted Corona that was practicing on Thursday but did not come with the team because they were sick.
Okay.
They had to back out. I had to find somebody that night to come in, and I was fortunate to find First Baptist to come in and take their place. And First Baptist made a nice showing in the tournament. We got great teams in here this year. You looked at number 3 and number 8 ranked teams in the championship ball game.
Championship game.
You can't ask for much better than that. We, 4 years ago, we had the number 1, number 3 teams in the country going head to head. So we've been able to maintain a good group of young ladies and teams coming in here and playing in the beach ball, the United Bank Holiday Invitational. I would say right now that the young lady that made the biggest showing of all, that raised her stock of anybody, was Miss Edwards from Camden, Joyce Edwards. She averaged a 20-20 for the tournament.
Averaged a 20-20 for the tournament. And right before we got on here, I was just speaking with Joyce Edwards' mom. She was just leaving out the gym and just talking about the performance that she put on this weekend. The effort and energy she expended to get her team to the semifinal game and eventually, lost in the third place game here a little while ago. Just a beautiful effort. And it had nothing to do with her taking shots. It had to trying to will her team to victory.
She did, and what amazed me was how easy she made it look. I mean, she was like on cruise control the whole time she was here, but playing a great ball game. And I was just amazed at how relaxed she was during the whole tournament. And this first time being in a national environment, and she showed out. What I'm so pleased with right now, and I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Well, actually, I'm gonna pat Coach Hatchell on the back because she's the one who got me started in doing the girls tournament here, like we do with the boys. For the first time ever in the history of this state, you got 4 All-Americans in girls basketball. You've never had that in boys basketball. But you got a 9th grader that is going to be ranked number 1 in the country. You've got a sophomore that's ranked in the top 3. Top 3 in the country.
3 on ESPN right now. That's about
you got another sophomore that's ranked 8th in the country.
Junior.
Junior.
Salasia Cooper.
I thought that's right. A junior, 8th. And then you got Ashlyn.
Another junior. And she's like 12th or 14th, somewhere in the top 15 area. So the 4 All-Americans in that 2022 and 2023 and 2024 class that are just continuously rising up the charts nationally that are coming out of South Carolina. And they all have played there in the last 2 years.
Hey, and they're all from the Columbia area. Your Camden might as well say it's Columbia area. It's right there.
It's like 35 minutes outside.
That's right.
25 minutes.
But I really think that what we've done here with basketball for girls and showcasing the kind of talent that's coming here to play around the country, that has helped build that enthusiasm, not only in the players but also in the coaching.
Now this week at the United Bank Holiday Invitational, I think what you just touched upon in regards to the players getting a little bit more credit for their abilities from being seen nationally. This week we had 3 McDonald's All-American voters that were here sitting baseline watching the games. Not only yourself, but Shane Laughlin from PBR Hoops out of Texas, Kim Powell, who runs Essence Girls Basketball out of Orlando, Florida, sitting here, I mean, literally all day watching the games and then going back and forth from the Myrtle Beach Sports Center and over here to see some of the top talent that's here in the Carolinas.
Well, as a fact, Shane has a 6 o'clock flight, and he was going to leave at 4:15. He didn't leave till the game was over. He kept
you
saying,
can't leave.
Quit calling time out. Quit. No. But
the airport's close enough that
it's close enough to be okay, and I don't think it's going to be that crowded right now. So we were glad to have the other 2 voters, because it says again what we're doing. It speaks miles of that we're moving ahead in the right direction for basketball for women. And also we had 3 games on national television in women's basketball.
And they all were really good.
That's never happened before.
Oh my goodness. Besides the fact that 3 nationally televised games, all 3 of those games were extremely well contested, showed the abilities of all these young ladies, and showed the competitive nature to have a top-ranked team to come in here at the United Bank Holiday Invitational and win. You better come, you better strap up before you come in the gym. You better get stretched out really well, because it's going to be a tough 32 minutes to get a championship out here.
Well, we got plans for next year that we're looking at doing some variations. Rather than doing a 16-team, 4-game, 5-day event, I'm considering looking at doing a 3-day event with 2 8-team divisions that'll be played on this court that will be strong. One that we hope to have 8 of the top teams in the country with the top players or the top rankings, and then the next one will be the ones that follow right there with them. That way you'll have competition on competition, head to head. That's where you determine who's the best. That, if we do that here, I don't know of anywhere else that'll happen. And that's why we want to do it, because we want to make sure that we become the leaders in girls basketball and promoting it. I mean, yes, you got Nike with TOC out in Phoenix. She got 3, but Nike is the only other one that's a tournament. The rest of them are shootouts.
Invitational type tournaments where you're just playing one or two or three games.
The 3 games, but you're not playing. You're playing competition, but you're not playing for one goal.
For a championship.
And that, to me, separates the difference of what's going on with women's basketball.
Now, the semifinals, we just to recap the semifinals from yesterday, we had New Hope Academy going up against St. Francis in that first semifinal game yesterday. St. Francis obviously is always loaded. Coach Kennedy comes in with a great group every single year, led by Mia Moore, who was all-tournament team this year. I believe again. I know she was either last year or the year before. Heading on to Mississippi State. Great performance. They had a nice, very good performance today. They won 3rd place. Going home, they played extremely well. And then in the second one yesterday, it was Camden going up against Lake Highland Prep, which was
they were outmatched.
Outmatched, but it was that first half. I mean, it was like at least a 6-round fight. I won't say 12-round fight, because later on Lake Highland kind of pulled it out. But the way that Joyce was battling with Kayla Blackshear, the Alabama commit, and also Nyla Harris, it was a beautiful thing to watch, to see 3 determined, talented, athletic young ladies just compete.
And that's what pushed her up in rankings, because of that performance against these 2 young ladies that are highly ranked.
Highly skilled, and just 2 of the best players, especially when they play together, but individually they're 2 of the best players in America. So that was just beautiful. And then today we wrapped everything up 36-33. Lake Highland Prep back-to-back United Holiday Bank Invitational champions over a New Hope team that, there was no point scored between, I believe, the 4-minute mark and the end of the game. It was just a stalemate.
And well, it was a battle. The referees let the players play. Yes, were there fouls missed? Yes, were the different traveling calls missed? But they were not going to be the determined factor of the outcome of the game. They wanted the players to be the determined factor, and it was physical. Oh Lord, how merciful was that physical? players on the floor fighting for the ball. You don't see that in guys.
You don't, they were scratching and clawing
They
for
were,
everything
and
that
I'm
they could.
talking about. You got to give credit to both teams. They played their hearts out. They played hard. They played physical. Both of them wanted to win, and you've got a great game out of it. Lake Highland Prep, back to back, and they've got everybody coming back next year.
Except for just Blackshear.
Blackshear will be
Blackshear's
gone, but
gone.
they're going to pick up. Probably Chloe Kitts will come back, and Chloe Kitts is one of the top
Oh my goodness,
sophomores
yeah.
in the country.
She is very, very talented. So, I mean, it's basically trading one, potential P5 player for another that's already going to P5.
That's right.
So, unbelievable. So, this is year number 22, United Bank Holiday Invitational here in Myrtle Beach. We're signing off again. Last year we signed off at Lake Highland. We're doing it again, Lake Highland Prep. Coach Al Honor going home with another trophy. But just a great tournament, especially during these quarantine COVID times, to be able to get all these young ladies down here and showcase them to the world, especially with those live streamed and the live games that we had here. So, John, once again, thank you very much for having us. It's been great. We have a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out here, chronicling, the kids what they did this week. But another unbelievable tour. I can't wait for next year because, hopefully we'll be 100% back.
I hope so too, because we will grow back to 80 teams.
I can't wait. It's going to be crazy in here.
And one of the reasons we're doing the 80 teams is because we're giving more and more teams in the state of South Carolina an opportunity to play in a national event.
I mean,
That's what it's all about.
If we go over the numbers from last year, we had double-digit states that had double-digit amount of teams here. Just last year, Georgia, North, South Carolina, and Florida,
Yeah.
I believe. So all four of those states had double-digit amount of teams that were here last year at the United Bank Holiday Invitational.
Which were 56 teams last year.
And
So
next year is going to be even more.
that's right.
Even more.
So stay tuned, because we're coming back in 2021
Better than
with
ever.
another United Bank Holiday Invitational.
Thank you, guys.